Ever used an algebra textbook, had surgery, or even just enjoyed a good cup of coffee? If you've done any of these, you have a direct connection to a period in history that completely reshaped the world, but one that we barely talk about in school: the Islamic Golden Age. Stick with me for a couple of minutes because you're going to be shocked at how much of our modern lives can be traced back to this incredible era. So picture this. While Europe was navigating the so-called Dark Ages after the fall of Rome, a vibrant, multicultural civilization was exploding across the Middle East, North Africa, and Spain. This wasn't just a military empire, it was an empire of the mind. At its heart was a place called the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Think of it as the Google of the 9th century. Scholars from every faith and background, Muslims, Christians, Jews, were invited to come together. Their mission? To gather all the world's knowledge and translate it into Arabic. They took ancient Greek, Persian, and Indian texts and didn't just preserve them, they supercharged them. This is where things get really cool. Let's talk about medicine. You know the hospital? The very concept of a public hospital, with different wards for different diseases and a system for training and licensing doctors, that was pioneered by Islamic physicians like Al-Razi. We're talking about a time when they were performing cataract surgery with hollow needles, developing the first surgical tools, many of which are still the basis for instruments used today, and even understanding how diseases like smallpox and measles spread. The physician Ibn Sina, known as Avicenna in the West, wrote a medical encyclopedia called The Canon of Medicine that was so advanced, it was a standard medical textbook in Europe for over 600 years. Okay, now for something that might give you flashbacks to high school: algebra. The word itself comes from the Arabic al-Jabr. It was the title of a groundbreaking book by a Persian mathematician named al-Khwarizmi. He wasn't just solving for x, he was creating a systematic way to solve linear and quadratic equations, which is the foundation for, well, almost all modern science and engineering. Oh, and his name, al-Khwarizmi, that's where we get the word algorithm. Yeah, mind-blowing, right? But it wasn't all just serious science and math. They revolutionized daily life. They were the ones who brought paper-making technology from China to the West, which made books cheaper and knowledge accessible to everyone, not just the super rich. They perfected the astrolabe, the GPS of its day, which made global exploration possible. And let's not forget the good stuff. They introduced new crops and farming techniques to Europe, things like rice, citrus fruits, and sugarcane. And that cup of coffee I mentioned? The story goes that a shepherd in Ethiopia noticed his goats got super energetic after eating certain berries. The discovery made its way to Yemen, where monks started brewing it to stay awake for late-night prayers.